If you're trying to teach yourself or somebody else how to draw and you found it hard or frustrating, I'm pretty sure there's a better way, especially if you've been watching lots of YouTube videos trying to learn to draw quickly, step by step. Now, over the last few years, I've spent a fair amount of time and effort trying to teach people how to make art. I've led workshops, I've written books, I've taught courses at Sketchbook School, and I've made a lot of YouTube videos. And I've tried to figure out how to tell other people, sometimes in just a couple of hours or sometimes in just a 15-minute video, how to do what's taken me decades to figure out. The real way to teach people is to release this secret catch that's hidden deep inside them, this catch that locks them down with a paralyzing fear of making a mistake, of being imperfect. They're so concerned that their drawings won't look exactly like what they're trying to draw that they can't get off their duffs and start making some marks on paper. They so badly want to be able to pick up a pencil and immediately draw like Da Vinci or like their favorite manga artist that anything that's less than perfectly perfect, perfectly photorealistic, it just seems pointless and defeating. Oh, I can never do this. Why am I even trying? And instead of playing and experimenting, they waste a bunch of time saying that they have no talent, they can't draw a straight line, they're so stupid, so on. But if you can just reach that catch and unlock it, the world of possibilities swings open for them. Suddenly they realize that drawing isn't just a way of making cool wall decorations or proving that you have some innate talent to other people at school or total strangers on social media who think that you're really cool because of how you can draw Spider-Man. They realize that drawing is actually about how you see the world. And the cool thing is that there are as many ways of seeing the world as there are seers of the world. All cameras make the same sort of images, but all artists make things differently. As Oscar Wilde put it, be yourself, everyone else is taken. A man wrote to us at Sketchbook School recently and he said, "Before I sign up for your course, can you guarantee that you'll teach me to draw?" And I told him, absolutely not. Only he can guarantee that he'll teach himself to draw. One less customer, I guess. So how do you teach people to make art? Well, it's a lot like how I learned to drive around Phoenix, which is this new city that I moved to not long ago. You start by turning off the Google Maps lady. You can't draw if I'm holding your hand. And instead of turn by turn, step by step, color inside the lines kinds of instructions, you have to start by inspiring the people you're teaching with some postcards of wonderful places that other people have sent back from their travels. And then you let them push off in a random direction. So you give them inspiration of where they're going to get inspiration that's sufficiently motivating that they'll push past some of the difficult things that come up when you're first starting on this journey. In the driveway, to continue this car metaphor, you might teach them a couple of simple principles like negative space and how to take measurements. But you also explain that those aren't really rules. They're just sort of helpful suggestions to grasp at when you worry that you're going off the rails and that everything you're making is too crazy, too hard, too wonky. And then, as a teacher, you hang out in the back seat and you encourage them to keep going. And you throw out a few gentle suggestions, maybe slow down on the curves a bit, stop pumping the gas and the brakes at the same time. You tell them to loosen up and not to clutch the pen so tight. And you point out where they made an interesting turn. And you talk them back on track when they think that they're hopelessly off the road. You show them that if they just keep going, they're always going to end up somewhere new and interesting, and probably not the place where they thought they were headed. And the driving metaphor kind of runs out when you tell them that they can and should take risks and be brave, and that no one ever died making a drawing, no matter how bad it was. The key is to build their confidence, to let them know that they can do it. If if you have confidence, then you can start to let yourself come out. The self that's been watching the world through your eye holes all these years, that's noticed odd little things, that feels deeply about certain matters, that doesn't necessarily speak in words, and that wants really badly to share its point of view with the world, if only you'll let it. You can't force that voice and that vision or even describe shortcuts to it. You have to just let it feel safe. And you have to have ample opportunities to let it stick its head out from that deep hole in your soul. It's up to you. Your mom taught you to walk, but you taught you to run. Your dad maybe taught you to drive in a parking lot, but you taught yourself to drive down the I-10 while checking your email and singing along with Beyonce and applying lip gloss and arguing with your husband and remembering to buy milk. There are no shortcuts or instruction books to being a human being or to being an artist. Every single day is a lesson, and the school year never ends. If you find this approach intriguing, check out my How to Draw series on this channel. You'll find it up here. And then watch Draw with me, my weekly live stream, and join a bunch of us that are on the same journey and having a lot of fun along the way. You can do this. You just need to let yourself do it. There aren't shortcuts. There aren't steps and rules. You don't need rulers. You don't need special equipment. You just need to do it and to show yourself that you can. You need to enjoy yourself so that you'll come back and try again. So much of drawing is about letting yourself draw. It's something that innately you know how to do, but you don't allow yourself to let go and do it. The more you try, the more you struggle, the more you clamp down, the more likely you are to give up. You can draw because you are an artist. We all are. You are creative. We all are. You see the world in your own way. We all do. You can draw. We all can. See you next time.